Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Elden Ring Fear the Old Lore's Unpatched playthrough of the game. Yesterday we left off going through most of the consecrated Snowfield. Well, not really most of it to be honest, but we left off going through the consecrated Snowfield. We went through the other part of the mountaintops. We went to the church, then the catacombs, fought Borealis, and going to the Spirit Caller's cave, and then we ended more or less going through the Cave of the Forlorn to get the Golden Order Greatsword, where we showed off the difference in the emblem that the Leonine Misbegotten, or the Aberrant Crusader, whatever you want to call it, because it had the Ancient Erdtree crest in this version of the game, which they obviously changed to more align with being Golden Order affiliated. So, hope everyone is doing well. Colo RPG, nice to see you again. Mercy, always. Now, I took myself back to this section of the consecrated Snowfield to remind myself to go fight the Knights Cavalrymen at night, both here and in the northern part of the Snowfield. So let's go ahead and do that. So we already looted this caravan, which had the St. Trina's torch. We just need to do that again. So what did I put as my title? I named it yesterday. Oh, we're right next to the caravan. Okay, sweet. So the cavalrymen should be here. Yeah, it's definitely night. I wonder if there's no cavalrymen in this version. Yeah, I'm pretty much just worried about the page. It's just weird. It's almost like I'm invisible. Well. So how's everyone doing tonight? Back to Zealot, welcome back in. Do you think Moog wants to be the wife in this relationship with Mikola? Never really thought about it in terms of like normal gender roles and whatnot, to be honest. So I think part of that just depends on what the role of a god is, because I think Moog wants to be the Lord. And if that's supposed to be, like, stereotypically masculine, I'd say he's probably not the wife. Alright, yeah, I guess there's no Knight Cavalrymen right here. So that's strange. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and look for the graveyard that I missed to maybe find the, Scarlet Rot Gladiator. Yo, Sinister Stromboli, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you again. There's always the Rune of the Unborn. For what? You'll asking. You love the spicy questions? Trying to make me sweat not even 5 minutes into the stream? Just bringing that raunchiness from the Discord right in here, huh? Now, I just need to remember where the actual graveyard is. I always feel like I'm too far ahead. Because my first time I went through the consecrated Snowfield, I ran into the caravan, like, right away. But I think I was, like, idling at the side of Grace for a while, so it was, like, further on than where it normally is. And it just... Oh, sweet, there is a Helfen tree. Well, Candlewood tree. This will bring us directly to the catacombs, because we already cleared it out. There is no ghost that we can talk to just yet, I guess. Did we actually clear that one? Yeah, I don't even... I know we just did this yesterday, but I still don't actually remember what is in this one. Just kind of funny. Or did we clear that out? No, I think I just opened it. The Helfen thing should be here. Anyway. You wonder if peppers even existed in the lands between? Do they even spice? There's an opening for a Dune quote there. This is the spice. Nah, Caelid is definitely the spice place. Oh, I see what you mean. The rune of instant gender change. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, sometimes, well, it's not really sometimes. It's like when I stream, it's like, it feels like there's a mental tax of like 33% of my brain where I just can't focus nearly as well or pick up things as well. And it might be partially because I'm like reading your guys' comments out loud, like unironically. Like my reading comprehension is near on zero when I do that sometimes, like in real life. But I think it's because I'm paying more attention to how I deliver it rather than anything else. Wasn't Caelid originally supposed to be a desert? No, I don't think it was supposed to be a desert, because multiple times it's referred to as the Caelid Wilds. So, calling something the Wilds just doesn't sound very arid to me. Oh, here it is. Where is it? I'm in combat, so I can't even see what this is on the map. Okay, too slow. I need to put points in mine so I can increase my focus. Oh. Or equip a horn necklace. Something like that. Wonder if there's... Is the dude not even here? Okay, so it's like on the very first portion. It's kind of what I thought. So maybe I ran into like the caravan like right here on my initial playthrough. Then I lost it and it kept going. And so it just really threw off my sense of direction for the consecrated Snowfield in general. And in like New Game Plus cycles, I don't really bother coming through this super syntax error. I don't comb through this area like crazy because there's really not a lot after you've gone through it the one time. Yeah, I guess there's no Rotted Gladiator. That doesn't really surprise me because there isn't another Gladiator by Ordina either in this version. What was that? Oh, yeah, the Rune Bear. I forgot about him. Don't know why I decided to check that. I was like, oh, it's probably a Dragonkin soldier spirit thing. Yeah, because I didn't realize I was so far close to the entrance area. I mean, I obviously just checked the map, but I just didn't think about it in relation to this thing. Because I know he's, like, almost immediately to the left. Jeez. Can you just chill for a minute? Thanks, buddy. And my stomp. This reminds me I need to upgrade my weapon. Like, super badly. Holy crap, I didn't realize how many runes I actually had on me. How did I even get that many? Okay. Yeah, so there's nothing else over here, really. Although, wait, wasn't there actually an item beyond the Rune Bear section? No, okay, I guess not. You really wish I had a passive FP mechanic, like a talisman or something? Like, so, like something to regain it slowly, kind of like the Blessed Dew talisman, you mean? And also, welcome back to the stream, Astinex. Yeah, and as Colo brings up, Caelid might come from, like, sky in Latin. I've looked that up as well. Sky or heaven. Like celestial. I got those runes through murder. You are not wrong. Alright. So do I want to go through yellow? Oh, no, we have the other caravan to do. Then Ordina, and then Rykard is what I have planned. Okay. There's that spiritual ancestor talisman. You gain FP from each kill. Is it kill? Mucho Stretchy, welcome back in. Am I talking about the definition of Empyrean? If you're watching from the very beginning, you're probably in the past, but not exactly. It just kind of came up a little bit casually. Actually, I might as well... How much FP does Hoarfrost Stomp actually cost? That's the real question. Does this even say? Quake Ice Fog? Okay. Oh, it costs 10. That's easy. I'm just a little bit blind. Okay. So as long as I get my FP to a multiple of 10... Okay, that's literally exactly what I was going to do. Okay. Get one more cast of it. Now we're... I should probably use those runes as soon as possible. I remember the Falling Star Beast. That was only like 30,000. Oh wait, this one has 2 Knight Cavalrymen. So before dealing with them, I want to get rid of the... Oh god. So much for the before, right? Oh, dang, that did a lot of damage. Holy crap. Alright, so that horsey will go down. Trying to iframe this. What was that? Oh, was he trying to summon his horse? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm a little bit scared. Hey, we got the set from the one dude? Do they both drop an item? I don't remember. $30,000 runes in this economy? Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Sweet, that's the first one we've gotten. And this shouldn't say too much different. Or, well, I don't remember, actually. A wedgestone derived from ancient dragons, refined by sentient beasts that regarded it as a holy relic. Strengthens armament to 25. So yeah, it does seem that they put like the final tier an upgrade thing at the very bottom, although that doesn't make sense because yeah, these are just kind of all screwed up. Alright. Let me reread what y'all are saying. Yogi the Buffalo, welcome back in. Was Margit a Knight Cavalry? I don't think so. I think he just commanded them. So, I mean, I guess technically you could probably make that argument, but I don't think like he rode around on a horse looking like an edgy boy. S-Nex, always wanted either that or a cantrip spell, something castable at no mana cost, but next to no damage, something to plink mobs too low to waste FP on. So that would almost be like the Cuckoo Glintstone type things, the consumables. But I understand what you're saying though. Rune bears, Giga crows, and lobsters are the most dangerous creatures in the land after the dragons. You're surprised one of them hasn't eaten Godric and turned it into a god bear? No, the Caravan doesn't have the set. I know you do get the set from killing one of them. I just didn't remember that they both dropped an item. I thought you got it after they both died, but I might have just killed the one that dropped the set last in my other playthroughs. If only Starlight Shards were farmable. For real. I wish they were, like, craftable for something other than just puppets. They're, like, way too cool to be used that little. Am I ready for Season of the Deep this Tuesday? I'm not sure. Like, kind of no. I've been a little bit maybe burned out on Destiny 2. But maybe a new season is kind of what I need. I don't think I've finished the rest of the season stuff, to be honest. Wait, let me catch up to the Caravan before I try to read the Knights Cavalry's armor description. Yeah, everything respawns on New Game Plus, so you can get a ton of Starlight Shards that way. Damn it, Anastasia. So yeah, as we pointed out last stream, Anastasia just kind of is chilling in the middle of the Snowfield. Bold move, Cotton. This season was lacking in content. Yeah, it's because, you know, it's the first season. So they wanted the campaign to be most of the content, but I don't know. Hopefully next season's a bit better on the story front. I don't think I've finished... I think I just said that I don't think I even did all the seasonal content yet. So I might need to, like, grind it all out pretty much tomorrow. Flowing curved sword. Okay, sweet. I forgot this is where this is. And I should probably go to the cave at the very north part. I didn't realize the trolls would start walking again. The northern cave in Limgrave to get, like, the talisman, I think. The blue dancer one. Oh yeah, now that we killed the one troll, the other one's gonna break free, isn't it? Shouldn't have done that. Slash Haggard. Hey Foster, welcome in. You're pretty sure in the current version the items only drop after both cavalry are ganked. Okay, that's kind of what I would have thought, but thanks for the clarification. Ponyboy says Lightfall burns you hard, and the way they took Amanda out is too jank for you to stick around anymore. Oof. I didn't realize you also played. Teen said spent a couple hours getting her hunter up in light level earlier, and Arc Hunter is so silly. Yeah, Arc is really, really good, especially with Assassin's Cowl, but it's a little bit too disgusting for me, even for me. So I only ever use like Assassin's Cowl with Solar, because it's a little jankier. Well, yeah, they're doing more Arc stuff this season because there's like next season because there's absolutely nothing this season. So, do you wonder why the trolls have holes in their chests like the Dragonkin soldiers? So we talked a little bit about this yesterday, and we don't really know why. I've wondered whether or not at one point the trolls had like faces in their chests, and so once they purged the fell gods from themselves and or their fire, maybe they purged the face from their chest as well, but that's heavy speculation. Dragonkin are trolls transformed by the Nox, you believe. Yeah, that's something that I think is possible, but there is nothing explicit to confirm that, unfortunately. But I do think there is a fairly decent resemblance between the Dragonkin soldiers as well as the trolls What do we pick up? The flowing sword. So, legends speak of a master of the sword garbed in blue, and his curved blade that was patterned after flowing water. Heavy attack unleashes a series of strikes akin to a dance, offering a glimpse into the legend. Yeah, I think I will go to that cave next, just to talk about that. Knight's Cavalry Helm is Helm of the Sinister Knights, known as the Hands of the Fell Omen. Blackened in color by dried bloodstains. Appearing as if from nowhere atop horses draped in funereal black, these shadowy knights were said to have doggedly hunted down champions of the Shattering. So that's pretty cool stuff. Okay, so that's the same. Yeah, so the Knights Cavalry set looks super cool on them, but I think it looks kind of goofy on us. It's almost like whenever you get a character like in a JRPG that you have to fight, and they almost like single-handedly wipe the team, and then when they join you, they end up being like level 4. That's almost like what this is. Like, this doesn't look too bad, but it looks a lot better on them. Really, the description that I just gave is much better suited for like the Crucible Knight armor. So I regret making it so suddenly. Right, so let's go back on over to the Limgrave real quick. I don't remember if there's a spirit spring around here, but we'll find it. We also never see a female giant, but there are giant skeleton ladies in the Eternal City. I don't know if you could say that those skeletons are female or not, but it's possible those were giants who tried to become dragons but lost the power of their god. Stromboli personally thinks the dragonkin were trolls. They have these branch-like things around their necks that is also on the heads of the trolls. Yeah. So yeah, the trolls almost seem to be made of like tree roots. Okay, there was the spirit ring. I thought there was. Oh no. Okay, we should be fine. So yeah, the trolls and whatnot have like branches on them, which are also held in common with the dragonkin soldiers, which is why I wish that there was like a free cam that I could use on the console. But rip those dreams. I don't even have like an optical drive in my computers anymore, so I couldn't just install a disc version of Elden Ring. Not that I have it for the disc. Yeah, it'd be cool to dress up Torrent. I think that would be like an easy sell on the DLC, dress up your horsey. What's the worst looking armor set in the game? You think it's the Draconic Tree Sentinel armor? That's a tough question. I'd really need to think about that and probably like look at all of the sets to come up with my answer. Pokemon, welcome in. You wish the Knight Cavalry were as cool as their Black Knight predecessors? The Dragonkin also have the multiple sets of jaws, similar to the Magma Worms, which could imply that they're both the result of Dragon Communion. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, but I try not to fully buy into one theory until it's explicit. So I'll just, coolly suggest certain things that I might think very strongly, but not fully commit to myself. Oh yeah, so coming into this cave, we do have a lot of the pillars that you can kind of see in like the ruin-strewn precipice. We also see these in the mountaintops of the giants, literally all over the continents of the lands between. So this kind of implies that this cave system, I don't want to say like the cave system itself is older, but like these ruins are probably extremely old. I feel like, see, this almost looks like a death drop, but it shouldn't be. Perspective in Elden Ring is a little bit iffy at times. Maybe it's not really the perspective so much as like lethal fall damage feels kind of abrupt at times. How do I think the ruins full of frenzied trolls came to be in the consecrated Snowfield? So I think that could be related to despair, and we'll probably go through the Yellow Annex tunnel later today, so I'll save some of my thoughts for then, if you don't mind. Black Knights have been Pokemon's favorite enemy in the Souls since Dark Souls 1 from their Lord of the Weapons. Yeah, the Black Knights were super cool. Are super cool. Especially because, like, how they can just show up in random places and just completely wipe a player. It just makes them so memorable to have such a bullcrap enemy in, like, the very first area of the game. Multiple times. Yeah, Teen Sith, I agree that this is probably one of the coolest caves. And honestly, it just kind of makes me feel like a little bit of regret that they did have the potential to, like, vary up the design of the caves and tunnels a lot more, but they just kind of didn't. And it really wasn't, it's really not that bad up until you, like, try to do pretty much everything. And in my first playthrough, I pretty much went through as many of the side areas in every land that I could before I got to the mountaintops of the giants. So by the time I got there, I was kind of fatigued, and it just didn't help the presentation of that area in particular. Yeah, if I need to jump that way. I know there's a safer way to do it, but I don't remember. I think I needed to go, like, in a cave somewhere, because I've totally died here by accident. Okay, there it is. The Spirit Caller Cave is another good one. Yeah, I don't know, like, the cave part of it is alright, but I do like how you kind of get the Spirit Spring water there, as well as the difference in the enemies. Color brings up the Troll's Golden Sword. Though the giants have lost their minds, they stay inseparable from their swords that are in sad shape, such that the gold plating is flaked away. Yeah. So I'm not really trying to doubt that trolls may have been giants at some point. I just don't know if they're, like, a specific kind that should be considered separate from the others. Can I actually land on anything down there just by straight dropping? Kind of hate this cave. Looks like I should. Let's try to pull a smart one for once. I don't have any prism stones, do I? But I can make them. I hope. Oh, I did have some. Okay. Okay, I thought it looked like a thing there, but it's a little bit difficult to tell with the rushing water. So, this cave is kind of weird because there's the random, like, Kaiden soldier corpse. And we were just in, like, the consecrated Snowfield, and there's Kaiden up there as well. So people have theorized that the land of Kaiden could be up there. And with us getting the curved flowing sword or whatever from the caravan up there that's guarded by a Kaiden dude, and the Kaiden guy being in this cave, maybe there is supposed to be more of a connection. But who knows for sure. So there's some more Kaiden corpses as well. Do you like that the characters' classes has more of an origin than in previous games? To be honest, I kind of always ignored the origins, so it doesn't really matter too much to me. Although I do wish that there was, like, more distinction between the Night Folk and the Nox. in general, not just like from the origins. Because the Night Folk were said to bleed silver. We know that the Nox don't bleed silver. So it's like questionable whether or not they're supposed to be like related to Albinaurics or like a completely different life form. Potentially like an Alabaster Lord, maybe. Stromboli thinks there's definitely multiple types of giants. They're the fuzzy white ones in the mountains. And you think there could have been ice ones? You think the skeletons underground were probably ice giants, if anything. Yeah, and as Kola points out, after the silver tears transform, they bleed red. So even tears turned into trolls bleed red. Yeah. And that's been kind of cool to me as well. Troll calling finger remedy. Dog scaring the mess out of me in this very low level cave. So we get some more silver fireflies, because we're deep underground with no sunlight. Foster says, wait, the Nightfolk and the Nox are different? Geez, just when you think you have a grasp on the lore. Yeah, I think they're supposed to be different because the Nox do bleed red. But as Kolo points out, like, after silver tears transform, they bleed red. So if the Nightfolk came from silver tears, which I think is a big stretch because they're said to be, like, man-made, maybe you can make that connection. But at the very least, there is the Urumi, the kind of sword whip thing that does say that the Nightfolk actually existed. Because for a while, I doubted whether or not the Nightfolk was just another name for the Nox, but it seems like they're meant to be distinct, and it's kind of frustrating. Yeah, just as Teenseth says, they figured that Nightfolk was another name for the Nox in absence of anything that would directly and soundly contradict it. Urumi and the Moonlight Plateau ruins. You always keep your beach repellent torch. I always forget that's an item. I'm a little bit too stubborn and stuck in my ways, but that's a good tip I should keep in mind. Yeah, keep me away from the beach. I hate sand, right? What are they? Dragon hybrids? People who lived with dragons? People who lived in Fair Missoula? Yeah, the Draconians are definitely weird as well. But that might also like lead into the belief that, you know, dragons could become humanoid, which we were kind of discussing in the Discord beforehand. And Stromboli thinks the Nightfolk became the Nox. Yeah, that's a possibility I've considered as well. The tears could have been made from the silver, taken from their blood, or something. So we get a Guardian Golem in here. And these golems typically do show up where like these kind of ruined things are. So they seem to have been made by the same civilization. I feel kind of silly for forgetting that attack. Blue Dancer Charm. Okay, so it is still in this version of the game, which is good to know. So yeah, I also really like this room. It obviously kind of resembles the aqueducts and the ruin-strewn precipice, but it's certainly different. A cloth doll depicting a dancer garbed in blue, an ancient heirloom of some sort. Raises attack power with lower equipment load. The dancer in blue represents a fairy who in legend bestowed a flowing sword upon a blind swordsman. Blade in hand, the swordsman sealed away an ancient god and the blight that preceded him. So, despite this being a fairly straightforward description, there's kind of a decent amount to unpack with it. So, if the dancer in blue represents a fairy, that might be a reference to the Shifra or Einsel rivers, because those are references to fairies in Irish folklore. I don't remember the Shifra story, but the Einsel one is based on a story of a kid whose parents left and they told him to not let anyone in the house or something like that. I'm probably butchering this story. So anyway, fairies were known to sprite away children, and this fairy like climbs down his fireplace or something like that, the chimney, and there's like fire there, and he like wants the child to put out the fire, but they ask if anyone's with the kid before they come down, and the kid says he's by his own self, but in a heavy Irish accent, I guess. So it sounds like Ein Sel. So he's by his own self. And the fairy thinks the child is with like adults or something, so it gets scared and leaves. So that's kind of the story behind it. Although I think I might have mixed up. I don't remember if the chimney thing is like part of it or not. But anyway, long story short, the fairies could be references to rivers, which goes along with a flowing sword, because rivers flow. Very insightful, I know. So it was given to a blind swordsman, and with the blue dancer charm, it also kind of resembles the curved sword talisman and the figure imprinted on that, which I don't have it, unfortunately. I don't remember where we get it. I might just look that up real quick. Although you guys might have said it in chat while I'm like looking away and typing. Stormvale Cliffside in Stormvale Castle. It's in the dark room? Maybe it's not in this version. Although I'm gonna go back and check. Alright. Oh yeah. Did I finish talking about that? Yeah, so blade in hand, the swordsman sealed away an ancient god and the blight that preceded him. So this legend could be taken multiple ways, in that this swordsman person could have literally sealed away the god of rot, which I think is a perfectly fine explanation for things. But over time, in the way that legends get kind of distorted in time, this could potentially be a reference to Millennia's mentor, and he could have encountered her and sealed her rot away, or like defeated her in effect, like effectively sealing it away, and like maybe not directly. Maybe that's how like Mikola was able to come up with the needle. They needed to subdue her first. Obviously that's really pushing things, but I'm just saying it is a little bit vague how this is actually supposed to have played out. And so the depiction on the curved sword talisman has this guy on it, and it talks about taking an enemy's hit and then countering, which is kind of exactly what Millennia does in the cutscene with her facing Radahn. She gets hit by his blade and it severs her arm, since she's like the severed, and then she counters with her Scarlet Ionia Bloom. Alright. Did it just auto-purge your link, Colo? Sorry, I should probably like mess with Nightbot a bit more. I finally removed some of the emote spam, stopping it. So we need to go to the dark room. Decide to be further down. It's probably faster to just go this way then. You found out that Gideon, Ofnir, and the Nox have the same eyes. Oh yeah, I think somebody brought that up on the Discord somewhat recently. Or maybe it was in one of Stromboli's streams. And like, if Gideon is a Nox, like, does... like, what relevance does that really have? Is one of the questions that kind of gets brought up as a result of it. Yeah, it could be the rock god in Millennia, or he could have potentially fought, like, maybe a bug, because the scorpion stinger has rot in it. So maybe that came from the rock god itself, and could be related to our blind swordsman. Ponyboy says, fairy stories are always either you did nothing wrong but die anyways, or you barely avoid becoming abducted by some otherworldly being. Mechanically, Frenzy is limited to Tarnish, though lore-wise it sounds like it could affect anybody. Yeah. Kind of same with, like, Deathbird, to be honest, but... Did I ever kill the Bell-Bearing Hunter here? I don't think I did, and now might be the time to do it. Oh yeah, okay, it looks like it's not in this version of the game, or if it does exist, it's elsewhere. Because we did explore Stormvale fairly thoroughly, to be honest. So that's a little bit unfortunate. So let's go deal with the Bell-Bearing guy, just to remind people he exists here, and to just show how little of a reward you get for dealing with this dude. Gideon seems to have connections to whatever culture created the imps and the golems. Yeah, because you see like a bunch of him, or a bunch of them, like next to his body at the very beginning. Or maybe he just like figured out their inner workings and that's why he's the all-knowing. You always thought sealing it away was just a way of saying he taught Millennia to keep the curse at bay through swordsmanship. Here I am like being merciless to these dudes that'll die to one hit in this version. Or like at this point in the game. One item says that Rot is a god. Yeah, I'm not denying that Rot is a god. It's just a little bit questionable where, when, and how it got sealed. Banished armor. Okay. If Gideon is Nox, then his dialogue before America changes meaning a little bit. Because America is likely connected to the Nox, so him saying we can't beat a god is from experience. I don't think so. Like, the vibe that I always got from Gideon was that his opinion changed. I feel like he was originally intending to become Elden Lord like everybody else. And then once he saw America's will, he was like, oh no, I've been mistaken. I've learned more. I've changed my opinion. But we could save that for when we get closer to him. So, I don't remember if this dude bleeds or not. Okay, well, we do damage. Perfume bottle. So, obviously he looks like chump change now. But at the very beginning of the game, this dude is probably legitimately harder than Margit. So I understand why they took him out. Although I did like him here a bit better just because he looks like all the exiled knights and whatnot. Yeah, Ponyboy, he only exists here in 1.0. He doesn't exist in retail. They have 2 banished knights in that location instead. Yeah. We already did that.
Well, I took no man about you.
So we need large polar smithing stones. Pretty much just need to wait for Fair Missoula then. Alright, so we did that. Now where were we going? Caravans, Ordina. Alright, thanks for posting those images, Colo. So, I did mention earlier we didn't have the one rotten gladiator. Couldn't think of the word. And there's also not one over here. So they added those guys in, as well as their special drops. We still do have the Deathrite bird down there. And I think that's the explosive Ghost Flame one. So we'll probably fight that one in a little bit here. Actually, yeah, let's go do that stuff first. And then come through Ordina. The idea the bell-bearing hunter was in the castle is scary. You always left him for last in Limgrave. Yeah, at first I thought he was like the alter ego of Bernal. I thought I should have gotten rid of that guy first. Holy crap. Where's our Deathrite bird? Do we actually need to turn it to night for once? Maybe that guy needs to get got. I don't think I can jump all the way up there from here. I don't know until I try. Okay. Boris had a theory once that America knew Mikola could banish the gods with his needles, and they plotted something together. Since we can banish the frenzy away with his needle, and Gideon got a glimpse of America's attentions, and it got him obsessed with Mikola. I don't know if he was really obsessed with Mikola as much as just like everything. Leave Torrent alone. So, yeah, with the way that this Wandering Mausoleum shoots projectiles like that, I've wondered whether or not... Uh-oh. Okay. This is supposed to be like spirits being sent into the sky and space and or like the primeval currents. But nonetheless, like, they don't get like sent up that high. So it's probably a bit of a stretch to think that. Oh man, that just did so much damage. I have died to this thing before. I think they lowered its leg there. Oh, Torrent didn't die. Okay, we got him. So this is probably like the most interesting Wandering Mausoleum to me. In boss versus boss battles, the Deathrite bird can take on even the toughest bosses? Really? You've changed your opinion on that, Boris? Okay. Is there an in-game explanation on what the bell bearings actually are? So bells can be used to kind of gain the attention of the dead in like Shintoism. I don't think that's like really supposed to be exactly one for one. It could just be like more of a FromSoft thing than anything. Don't someone's magic meatballs do the same thing? Yeah, sort of. It's a similar kind of effect, which is why I've wondered about that with this mausoleum in particular. So this one had a bell as well, and the corpse in the middle of it is a lighter skin tone. Yeah. Mountaintop's Deathrite bird is scarier than Millennia. He is certainly a beast, or it is certainly a beast. In a non-bestial sort of way. Oh wait, Lieutenant never talked to me. Maybe it's because I jumped down into Ordina first. I do have Lieutenant, right? No, I never talked to her again. That'll be an easy enough fix. We did the Albus stuff, but I don't remember if we actually went back to Lieutenant. Or didn't I do the Alba stuff first? Alright. Pearl Drake Talisman +2. Talisman. Find the giant woman. Elden Ring really throws your ability to inference things, even as a Dark Souls fan. No, we did get Latenna. So she just... no, okay, I lied. I definitely lied. So we screwed up her quest then? I don't remember when you're supposed to activate this. Fudge. I think we're supposed to probably go here before we kill Margit then. Because that's usually the a trigger for a lot of things. Is there any lore explanation for the assassins to be hanging out with the Albinauric archers in Ordina? So, Ordina and Celia are formerly Nox settlements. So if the Black Knife assassins are supposed to be related to the Nox and whatnot, or the Eternal Cities, that could explain it. But generally, no, there isn't a good explanation for it. She said similar to Renala. Well, I have wondered whether or not, like, rebirth and stuff like that in general just kind of turns people into pseudo-grub people, like in Dark Souls 3, and just affects their ability to walk. Because silver tears are reborn over and over, and so if Albinaurics are kind of related to silver tears, that would just kind of go together. Oh, yeah. And in this version of the game, the Albinaurics have different kinds of bows, which is kind of fun to show off. The giant Albinauric woman will be the final boss in the DLC. It was revealed to you in a dream. Yeah. A lot of people think that Miquella is the Axis, but apparently it's the Albinauric woman. So... let's read Latenna's ashes. They probably won't say much. I'm annoyed I forgot to go get her. Wolf Rider. So they're just called Wolf Riders. Alright. So for Stromboli, I know you weren't in the streams when you found it, but in this version of the game, the quick description for the Hailing Tree Secret Medallion Rite says it was found in the Silver People village. So, hey, I have some canonical evidence that the Albinaurics are Silver People. Teen Sith says, to be honest, their thought would be that since the assassins are in the Everjail, they might not be friends of Miquella. The assassin we get the set from also looks like she had been hiding under the arch of the staircase. Yeah, and she doesn't exist in this version of the game. Like the four figures in the Everjail. So, I pointed this out before, but I may as well point it out again. There is kind of like runic sigils on the Everjails. They kind of come out in a spirally type pattern, although they're a little bit difficult to make out. Maybe spiral is a bit strong of a word, but they're kind of curved, like from an 8-pointed star. They just kind of all curve into the center. Anyway. Just imagine how much easier this Everjail would be if you could use Torrent. Oh yeah. Let's... pull this out. Not that I really intend to deal with the Black Knights. Or Black Knife Assassins, rather. The Sentry's Torch is key. You don't even really need to interact with the Black Knife Assassins. Should have gone to the other one first. What am I doing? We'll come back this way. Putting an entire town into a never jail is crazy. Yeah, guys, don't need to interact with those suckers. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, obviously the destined death on their blades is still black and red, which, you know, shouldn't be too much of a surprise. But one of the weirder things about these statues here, and it's a little bit difficult to show off, especially without a free cam, is this figure is missing their left eye. What? Is this supposed to be a reference to either Marika, whose like left eye is kind of gone in her stone face, or Melania? I don't know. Or maybe I said Melania when I meant Melina. Or even Melania, because her eyes are kind of like taken by the scarlet rot. So maybe this is a younger version of her. She's also got like the flowers coming out of her hand and whatnot. And we do have like the Nox chair crypt vine looking like thing underneath it. And I don't think I've ever noticed anything too particular about her robes. Although she be vascular as hell. She be lifting. Holy crap. Anyway. Yeah, you only have to deal with the one archer if you're quick. It's not a traditional Everjail. It's the means for entering the Halig tree. At least for breaking the seal. You think the Black Knives are in the Everjail to guard the Halig tree. You don't think there's enough info to strongly triangulate any faction relationship. Mikula is depicted with one eye. True, but that eye is different. So the eye on this Torch of Saint Trina is like a mind's eye. It's like in the center of the forehead, whereas like this figure is missing its left eye more specifically. And I know it's kind of wonky and you probably shouldn't take this to be like factual, but if you do use your free cam in the cocoon of Mikula, he does have like a kind of face. And he has two eye sockets. Well, I guess this thing technically still has two eye sockets, but I don't remember. Isn't this one like fully like canopied off in retail, or does it like still have the broken top? Fudge. Okay, I thought I like overshot it. So this is going to be the hard part. The veins may be there to represent the fact that Mikula fed the sapling his blood. Oh yeah, that's an interesting point. No, it's definitely a forehead eye. I would disagree with you there. Let me switch torches real quick. Like that's above where the eye sockets would normally be. Like this dude is full on Cyclops mode if that's supposed to be its one eye. In either case, that doesn't match like the placement of the eye we just looked at. Alright, so as we go this way, they're going to be the Albinoric archers, except their bows, instead of being like blue and frosty, they're purple and dark. Which I think is just like a leftover Dark Moon asset from like Dark Souls 3. So they changed it, obviously. And I might die, because these things hit really hard. Although I should just put on a shield forehead. I have one of those. Well, not really. This one will do. How do I get up here without torrents? Okay. They deal magic damage. Holy crap, I didn't realize how tanky these were. Actually, I wonder. Okay, I don't think I can parry this. So yep, they bleed silver and all that. You just figured out last night that the assassins also show up as spirits outside the town Everjail when using the sentry torch. You can see them from outside? I didn't realize that. Could just be a dramatic depiction of a one-eyed person. I feel like if that was more integral to Miquella's character, that it should have been mentioned, but that's also not like particularly good evidence, as I always bring up the case of Billionor in Dark Souls 3. That the lack of evidence is not evidence in and of itself. Sweet. Okay. So I might get got. Okay, we're good. What about Billionor? So, as one of the children of Gwyn in Dark Souls 1 through 3, you'd imagine she'd be mentioned in some kind of historical record to some capacity in any of the games. But she only ever gets mentioned in the final DLC of Dark Souls 3. So she essentially doesn't exist until the final installment of the game, which is super frustrating. So just because there's a lack of evidence for her in the previous games, that doesn't mean that she didn't exist, is kind of what I'm getting at. Teen Sith says, LOL, you think a rule of Soulsborne lore seems to be that the less direct info they give you, the more important it is. Why you think I've been tearing your hair out for months? No, I understand. Like, I've also looked into the Shield of the Guilty and the Briars and stuff, and turned up a little bit empty-handed with just a few tangles going off in their own directions and nothing ever really resolving itself satisfactorily. Don't. Why did I even bother to deal with the Elven Orcs? So yeah, these ones don't have their like magic buffs on their bows. We've got 2 of them shooting at us, and there's 3 over here total. This is like one of the more difficult areas in the game, unironically. Maybe it'd be easier if I had the Beast Repellent Torch. I'm gonna die. It's too slow. So the weird thing is, when you do the visceral style attacks on the Elven Orcs, they do have a little bit of red blood. And that could just be like dev error, but it's kind of hard to say. And then they do give us the Elven Orc blood clots, which I've not read in a while. So, okay, it's night. I'm going to rest at the thing again, maybe level up, and then go see if the Deathbird is there. And potentially try to finish off Lieutenant's quest if it will let me. So I need like 5,000. As Kolo said, it's kind of a problem because it sounds to you like making Gwendolyn act like a girl was to hide the fact that he basically sacrificed his daughter to ruin... Oh, you mean Gwyn. Oh, no, Gwendolyn, sorry. I was like, Godwyn in my head. I'm like, Godwyn wasn't like a girl. God, so many G names. Don't run that way. Literally repeated my last mistake. To make Gwendolyn act like a girl was to hide the fact that he basically sacrificed his daughter to ruin the Pygmies' lives and preserve his rule. Do I watch Lobos Jr.'s regular runs for Dark Souls right now? That mod is pure chaos. No. Uh-oh. Okay, we're fine. FromSoft never makes mistakes. You got me. Jesus is the final boss of the DLC? Thanks, Rat. You spoiled it for everybody. Alright, so there is no Deathrite bird here. I take it back? I take it back. That's interesting. So this one spawns at night, whereas the one at the very tops of the mountains will spawn at any time of day. Oh yeah, and then this one, I can't cheese it with the ashes. Double mimic. Yeah, this one's the toughest one. I was hoping I was finishing that animation. Oh, cool. It can attack these things too. I don't know why that surprises me. I've seen the other Deathrite birds do similar things. Wow, okay. Well, I'm glad I leveled up. So, now that we got rid of the mausoleum, let's check to see if this thing is still here during the day, because it could have just been mausoleum related. This way is slightly faster, I think. Why does this one have gold wings? So, that's because we are in 1.0. And a lot of the visual effects for certain things were different. So Deathblight birds, or Deathrite birds, had more Deathblight looking features instead of having like the blue wings that you see in retail. Yeah, I know ice doesn't work so well against it, but nonetheless, because it has a really large hitbox, it will still do more damage than like my normal attacks generally. And it is a little bit ranged. Holy pots? Oh yeah, I could probably try to use some of those. Yeah, I just don't use enough buffs in general. Alright, so this one seems to be more night-based. Although I'm pretty confident I fought him during the day in retail, so they might have changed it. Hello, Mr. Fake Deathrite Bird. Oh god, I take it back. You're the real deal. Deathblight birds would be a nightmare. Well, the Deathrite birds can inflict Deathblight a little bit. But could you imagine if it was as bad as like Cordyceps? It'd be nightmare fuel. And so Lieutenant's quest also seems broken here. Well, not broken, but I just failed. So yeah, to repeat something I said last time on stream, we fought one of the Deathbirds in the mountaintops. I've wondered whether or not the reason why we could fight that one at any time during the day is because, like how Fair Missoula is always sunny, I wonder if the mountaintops of the Giants are kind of in a state of pseudo-perpetual night. So it's a little bit unfortunate that it doesn't quite work out this way with this one. Oh man, I should just use my mobile attacks. I rolled way too soon. That was close. Uh-oh. Man, this thing's so agile. And I still got hit by the flames. There we go. Holy pot scale with faith. If you have low faith, it might not make a difference. Put it on rock sling and hit it in the head. Oh, so that's the cool explosive ghost flame attack where it kind of like shoots off 5 tendrils. So it is questionable whether it's supposed to be like potentially related to a 5 fingers. Wait, did I just... I was like, did I just discover a cheese for this? The Ebriatus strat? Or Ritus? Uh-oh. Oh, I should have gotten hit there. Uh-oh. Holy crap. I've only got 3 pots left. I rolled way too soon. Oh no. Torrent, save me! Torrent! I haven't seen one of those attacks in a while because I've been close. Oh no, 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 no. I was trying to roll and I was stuck in my thing. This is Dire Straits. I need to breathe a little bit, don't I? Fudge. Damn it. We were so close. Is this the hardest Deathbird? Yeah. Because you can't summon for this one. What do I like better in 1.0 compared to retail? I really like the visual effects in Deep-Root Depth more. Let's see here. Oh, wait. I don't think I could even use this because of my Ash of War. Let's double check. Nope, okay. What does the crab meat actually do? Either way. Nice Kermit impression with the torrent saved me. What do you get for killing all the birds again? So each one will typically drop a Ghost Flame Hex or an item related to death in some way, whether it's like the Sacrificial Axe or something along those lines. Time to respec into Radagon. What are the chances we get the dream mechanic in the deal? I forgot to set it tonight. The dream mechanic in the DLC? It's a good question. I don't know. I think it's pretty high, though. Maybe not the exact thing that people are thinking, but probably something along those lines. Also, Spectre, welcome back in. It gives damage negation. Okay, that's what I thought, but it just didn't have any flavor text. Flavor text. If life is water and the claimant bubbles on their bodies, then what does it mean that bubbles contain their life force? So I think water is connected to the cosmos, and that's kind of a thing that comes back to the times of Bloodborne as well. Like there's a kind of cosmic ocean in water that connects the barriers between the worlds of like sleep and death. So it might house like souls. No. We don't have the giant octopus. I was thinking about using the bewitching branch on it. Uh-oh. That was just bad timing. I keep getting hit by that super slow attack. I have only myself to blame, obviously. Damn it. So usually if you're at a distance, it'll like try to lunge at you after that. And that can also like lead into its grabbing attack if he does that at a range. I was just trying to do a light attack first before doing that. I need to stop panic rolling that. Uh-oh. Okay. A drink, you fool! I'm gonna get got. Oh. That didn't do as much damage as I was expecting. I think I'm doing worse this time. Oh, no, 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 no. I framed the first hit, but I was on the fire. He's kicking my ass this time, man. Okay. You done said it. Water equals celestial dew, albinoric, stars and moon. Cold and ice are crystals like glintstone, crystallians, and Rani's dark moon. Maybe the life of the stars and the void is all cold and passionless. I don't know if it's all cold and passionless. I think you could make that argument for like Estella's existence for sure. But he's also called a malformed star. So no damage strat, run into the most attacks. True story. Well, it's pretty much almost like any big boy in a FromSoft game. You just want to dodge into them. But if you're just making fun of me getting hit a lot, very well. Punch you in the face. That's the grab attack right there. I didn't pick up those runes. I'm gonna get caught. Poor Torrents. I didn't really get got so much as Torrent did. That's so annoying. Okay. What? How does it even go that way? Was it like tracked the different way than normal? I don't understand. I rolled way too soon. That's the one that keeps getting me. That and that. I haven't really seen to do that slam before though. I might be panic rolling a little bit, who knows? It'd be cool if he was in a range I could attack him. Bro. My buff. Where is it going? That was so delayed on my roll. I should have been fine with my second one. I'm not dual handing. Oh, he like respawned. Oh, no. Run. Why am I crouching? It's, when you know you panic too hard. When you suddenly pull off the crouch. Oh, I thought I should have gotten caught again. I tried to delay my roll, but... Oh man, come on. I'm in a pinch again. Go, 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 go. Damn it. Alright. I'm doing worse than the first time. So we just need to not get got. As I continue to get got. Oh, I thought I was going to die there. Keep missing all my attacks, so its poise keeps going up. Okay. Needed that. It's probably not enough. Oh no, it has a lot of HP left. I should have ridden. I'm gonna die. Oh, Torrent's dead. Oof. Hey Stella, welcome back to the stream. As you can see, I'm getting pooped on a little bit by the Deathrite bird. Interesting that Ghost Flame is said to be violet, and then both the Deathrite talismans and the Twin Bird Shield have blue and red each combined. Yeah, so that's also another interesting point that I didn't think about in terms of like why I think it could have been violet. I know the English says that it's the hue of Ghost Flame on the gray violets, but damn it, that's not what it says in the Japanese, where it's just the flower of Ghost Flame. But comparing the blue and red talismans is a good point as well. I should probably change my talismans now that I think about it. The delays in this game, you can take a cup of coffee and they come out so suddenly. Alright, Kolo. We don't need to be silent against this dude. Wait. That's funny. Oh, may as well do that. And I want that one. Okay. Riding the struggle bus as a treat? Yep. Hoarfrost can't carry me this entire playthrough. The problem is the assassins killed Godwin's souls and they used red. Maybe blue is for the body then? Alright, let's ambush him. We don't need our 1,000 runes or whatever it is. Even though I dodged, it still got me 2 ticks of that thing. There we go. You're not sure how it died, but it could have lived its natural... Oh, man. Not blaming you. Like, I just was slow in my dodge. I'm gonna nope out of that one. It could have just lived its natural course, then died, but it couldn't die, so it lives in death. Are you talking about the Deathrite bird? Oh, okay. So delayed. Still got me. I just like panic roll to it. Man, that attack is super annoying. There we go. I knew he was close. Just go for the posture breaks. Uh-oh, he means business. I rolled into it the second time. That sucks. And he's styling on me with that pose. You're struggling in Yellow Annex Tunnel. We on the struggle bus together, Spectre? Oh, you think the Erd Tree lives in death? That's an interesting idea. I think... Yeah, you might be able to say that, because maybe it's like the Golden Order is essentially what keeps things living in death. Maybe I've been thinking of it too much as a struggle against living in death, but those who live in death may be an actual like byproduct of the order itself. Like they have no choice but to do it. The red death flame limits your max health. The black flame burns a percent from the total and is said to be a variant of the original death flame. And ghost flame is cold fire, so you don't know. Uh-oh. Man, I'm getting got. Just need to play better. The flames on this is so ridiculous. Did I stagger it? No, okay. I was trying to get those runes from the little octopus. I'm gonna... Yeah, okay, I thought I died. From panic rolling, I used the wrong flask. I might have still gotten got if I was trying to use the other one. Alright, I'll probably give this 1 or 2 more tries, and then maybe switch things up a little bit. I feel like my issue right now is damage, but that's not going to help me a ton. I can cheese him from the top? Probably. I'm a little too stubborn to do stuff like that, but I appreciate the advice, Burwa, and welcome to the stream. Did I set it tonight? Did I seriously forget to do that? Ugh. I was wondering why it wasn't moving. Chill. I deserve that. Either way. How much lore do the land octopi have? So they don't have a lot of lore, but the lore is still really cool. So the land octopi ovaries say that they need human blood in order to procreate. Greedy. Yeah. And I've wondered if the reason for that is since like land squirts are kind of like land octopi and they have spirits, if the octopi themselves don't have gold naturally and or willpower. They are considered bloodless creatures since they have strips of white flesh. And I think that's about it for the land octopi. That was not the move. Man, that took so much of my MP. My FP, rather. Black is the color of death, and from death comes power. So as the Crucible and Royal Ancestor gain power from other beings dying, so do the Godskin swaddled in the Godskin. Do they attain human power? So do the Godskin swaddled in Godskins also attain inhuman power. Yeah. And that's something like Stromboli and myself have discussed, where he's the first one, at least, who pointed it out to me that they might have swaddled themselves in Godskin to become closer to gods. Man, this thing's so annoying. Which I think's a really cool idea. It's kind of like the principles of soap and like Miranda flowers. Is he gonna drop down now? I wonder if it could like fall to its death. Went through its leg. I'm probably gonna like fall off the stupid cliff. Okay. At least I didn't die. The cliff. Probably should have been doing this. I don't know. Some more damage or not. Oh, wow. I rolled too soon? Okay, but I was in a good position. I didn't flask up. I was trying to. My command didn't go through. Trying to like go through its legs sometimes, it's a little bit difficult. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Ah, it didn't roll. It didn't roll. Those kinds of deaths are a little bit annoying. What difficulty am I playing on? I might want to turn it down. Right now I'm playing on stubborn settings max. Doesn't the Elven Orc head use the Godskins as its direct opposite in terms of motive for making it? Yes, and I wondered whether or not that contradiction between the two is meant to show that the creation of the Elven Orcs is supposed to be similar to the Godskins, but it might also just be literally mocking the Elven Orcs, which is kind of arguable and disappointing. Come for the lore, stay for the struggle. I appreciate it. It's gonna lunge. Trying to hit its head on that attack. I rolled too soon again. I think part of the reason why I'm doing that is because I can't wait for some of its other moves. I mean, it probably could, but it's just closer timing. So I'm just reacting to when it moves rather than its actual attack. Figured. Okay. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Bro, my god. I need to pull out Torrent for that. And just book it. But sometimes I'm just a little bit too slow in identifying it to, I think, make that fully work. There we go. I'm too far away? Okay, no, I wasn't. I kind of figured this was coming next, so I was a little bit ready in my head. Still got clipped, though. Not too bad. Man. Torrent, you saved me a little bit. Oh man. If I'd have died to that flame right there, I'd have been salty. Like, actually salty. Oh god. No! I was trying to save Torrent in a time that I thought I could have been fine. Man, that fight was mine. I should have had him that time. Alright. Come on, man, just do it. Thank you. And this makes up for all the times that I've just steamrolled the bosses, like Radon. Teen Sith's take would be that if the Elven Orc head was mockery, then the Godskins are honoring the kill, essentially. Silver is reflective of other colors and may represent this malleability, but gold and copper are colorful metals that relate to a firm will. Gold can't tarnish, but silver and copper do. Well, apparently gold does tarnish in this game. One is meant to emulate, one is meant to be an insult. But interestingly, the Albinorc mask and the Black Flame's protection decrease the effectiveness of healing flasks. Wait, the Albinorc mask does that? That's an interesting connection. I don't remember if it actually says that on the description or if that's a hidden mechanic. Uh-oh. I rolled too soon, but I was out of range. Damn it. Tracking. I was hoping that was going to posture break it. Oh, okay. I think I need to aim at its head specifically for the posture breaks. Still almost rolled right into it. Alright, so try to use Torrent to use that other flask. I rolled too soon again. That is going to do the super wing attack right then. Here we go. Well, that's not the super wing attack that I was thinking of, but... Fudge. That was bad timing. I just need to tank it. That sucks. That was a little bit bad RNG. I'm not too salty about that, though. I could have played that better. You're getting owned harder than I am. I've gotten close. I just need to clean it up. Black Flame's protection says that all the Godskins have the Black Flame within them, you think? Yeah, I think it says something along those lines. Welcome back to the stream, Trent. Just do it. It tarnishes because black is death, and the Crucible has the power of life and death. Thus, descendants of Godfrey of the Elden Lord are tarnished. Well, they went tarnished because Marika took their grace. So it seems like being tarnished is unnatural to a degree, so I think you might be right in saying like gold shouldn't be tarnished, but here we are. Oh, there's the land octopus. I should have gotten hit by that one. Okay. Damn it. Surprised that one hit. I just did not roll that one. That was all me. I was way too slow. I rolled too soon, of course. Rolled too soon again. It's that one attack. That one clips me like more than anything. Whoever designed that attack can go to heck. Uh-oh. Heal. Run away. Oh no. Hey, we dodged everything for once. I'm gonna die. Damn it. Oh, I need to like blink and breathe. Oh, fudge. I was trying to heal. I was trying to heal because I knew I wouldn't live. It didn't go. That one wasn't me. I mean, obviously it has to be me to some degree, but... As a lore playthrough, you vote to Rivers of Blood our way through the rest. Disgraced would fit so well, but the game never even uses that word once. That'd probably be maybe too far into punny territory, but yeah, that would be a good word for it. Maybe it's simplistic for some, but you think the value of knowing the Godskins have some sort of respect for the kill body makes up for it? Oh, with like the skinning them and everything? Yeah, that's an interesting way of looking at it. I didn't consider that one. Something interesting Boris noticed was all around the consecrated Snowfield and the Halig Tree, there's lots of Hebrew letters. Are they actually Hebrew? And are you talking about like the stuff that appears in like the two-finger sigil, or is it somewhere else? You know you live in Israel? Okay, cool. In before dog pounces right as protag is about to get the kill. Yeah, watch there just be like a firework and my one puppy gets all like scared and stuff. My mind and stamina are a bit low. No, you don't understand how stubborn I can actually be. It's really like I'm getting beaten by the one move. The delayed attack. That and this chicken head scratch. As much as the chicken head move annoys me, I think it's like one of FromSoft's better like big boss moves. Because it's always been really cheesy just being able to get underneath the big boss and not be like in range of their attack. So that was super early. So I appreciate, like, a difference in this strategy. I rolled way too early for that one. I knew it. Oh. I do let go of that attack early to dodge the follow-up. Oh man. Oh god. I don't know why I didn't think about ever guarding before. Not that I was like trying to guard, I just failed my dodge timing. Actually, I do know why I don't really think about guarding too much. It's because I normally dual wield, and that's not really an option. I knew that one was coming, the slow one, and I finally dodged it, guys. I finally delayed my roll, my panic roll. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's not fair. Bro, that's still there. I just need to back up sometimes. Huh. Okay. I think, yeah, my sprint got me. That one was totally me, though. Well, that and the stupid, like, wall action nonsense. Stake of America. Teen Set took the farce cry from Godskin in reference to the Elven Orc mask being made for the purpose of mockery. Yeah, I initially took it as saying that Godskins are like a step further in the creation process of Elven Orcs, but I do understand like where the whole mockery thing comes from. Oh, the back of the scrolls has Hebrew. Okay. You can't read it? So we do have some of the high resolution pictures on the Discord things. Maybe we got him. Oh no. I was gonna try to bewitching branch that thing, but I need a better opportunity. Oh, that was my opportunity. Is my opportunity. Bro. And it didn't even work. Or maybe it did. Why isn't it rolling? Does, like, blocking slow it down or something? That's so strange. I couldn't get around him, that's annoying. So, 2 birds with 1 stone, chat. 2 poise breaks with 1 attack. That was amazing. Why? Oh, God. The flasks are just not coming out when I need them to. And I should have dodged through that, and it didn't go. I feel like I'm making excuses, but that's literally how it feels. Like, I'm inputting these commands and then just not going through sometimes. Oh. I'm crouching. Okay. The crouch thing I'll take ownership of. That's totally me being, like, panicking, pressing in the stick too hard. Still scary nonetheless. I thought I dodged or delayed it enough. I knew what attack it was doing, so that's a better sign at least. Stuck on the wall. It's a wee bit scary there. It's a lot bit scary there. Oh no. It went through the pillar. I'm scared. Come on, Torrent, Jesus. It's felt like ages since I actually landed a hit on him until right then. Felt like the need to regain stamina right then, and then I screwed that up. Oh no. I rolled into it. I wish that was a little bit more predictable. Man. Alright, I will give this 3 tries more, and then I will move on. For the sake of the stream. I already spent way too long here. Why would the Godskins want to emulate or pretend to be the gods when their stated goal is to destroy the gods? I think it's supposed to be like a New World Order. But you might be responding to somebody else. Let me scroll up. You become what you slay, what you eat, what you wear. Pretending to be something makes you that thing. You wouldn't want to emulate the gods if it meant destroying them. Did patches address some of that wall stuff? Which wall stuff? You remember having a lot of trouble fighting the first dragon in Limgrave? John Bailey Owen, welcome back to the stream. Yeah, I'm getting my ass kicked. I'll be frank. It was the once designed of the gods' wrath, but became a trophy of their god hunts. You don't think they're wanting to become the gods themselves? Yeah, and as soon as their says they probably just wanted their power, but they might not want to have to become the exact same kinds of gods. But I think they wanted godlike power either way. Rune bearers are demigods? It may be in a literal sense of the word. Oh man, I didn't mean to drop down so soon. Oh, I was lucky. I rolled too soon for that first one, but I lucked out. I thought I could do it. I believed, chat. Did you? I YOLO'd. And I was crouching. Man, now it's gotta run all the way away. Should have gotten hit there, I think. Damn it, I still rolled too early and I tried to delay it. I should have known that one. Finally, and that time it looked like a frickin' joke. Flames of death. All of that for a trickle of blood. Because it's probably not going to have any lore. Flame lines extend before becoming flame pillars. That only took like an hour longer than I expected. Thanks for sticking it through with me, you guys. Alright, so... yeah, I was gonna do Rykard next, and then I'll do Moog. Well, I'll do Moog, and then probably Yellow Annex Tunnel. Probably won't get through all of that on this stream, obviously. You wonder if the malformed dragon armor would eventually make you a dragon? I wonder if their armor was enwreathed with the red lightning, and that ended up causing them to become more draconic over time? Because they are called, like, draconic tree sentinels, and they are malformed. Thanks, Astanex. Whatever you do, don't get greedy. Impossible. Okay, so let's go on back over to Volcano Manor, talk to Tanith, since we did finish off the final mission with Juno Haslow. So she should invite us to Rykard's chambers, and we've already gone through the rest of the manor, so it'll be a thematic warp. And we haven't gotten the spear yet. I should probably go upgrade that once we do get it.
I see that you stayed the path of champions. This is your usual reward. Please, take it. Perhaps you are ready. Might you see our Lord? Our Lord will no doubt welcome you. Another kindred spirit, treading the path of champions. I see. Well, I cannot make you take the leap, but do know this. To follow the path of valor, an audience with our Lord is essential in order to defy this debasement and rise up against the Erd Tree like a true recusant of the Volcano Manor. Won't you consider having an audience with our Lord? Our Lord will no doubt welcome you. Another kindred spirit, treading the path of champions.
Hey, Spectre, congrats. Looks like we broke our own barriers and did it at about the same time. Feels good, man. Alright, so Cullo asks, what's my general vision of the plot of the game? You promise you won't judge, even if it's something like a parasite theory or everything is the greater will's fault theory. I feel like that's probably too much to say just like off the cuff like this. We need the castanet resolution. Crucible Knights are so damn cool and they know it, for sure. Alright, so, as we've mentioned before, it seems like they're trying to more or less have the Tarnished go kill other Tarnished to gather runes, so that way they can fatten up Rykard to be the penultimate demigod. And it seems to be going pretty well for the most part, up until we appear on the scene.
Yes. As it should be. Now, close your eyes for a moment. I will transport you to the Lord's chamber. Farewell, then. May your visit be fruitful.
I kind of wonder how she sends us there, because it almost sounds like we go to sleep. This fight is super cool. How many runes do I have? Wait, I didn't level up after fighting that Deathbird. How many did it give me? Just like 12,000? Something like that? That is not nearly enough for as much of a struggle as that was. Isn't Tannis stated to be a foreigner? Yeah. Just in general, no need to go in depth. I'd probably need to think about it because trying to say something concisely takes a lot more thought than just kind of rambling, to be honest. And it's a lot harder for me to like do that stuff off the cuff just because I have like the streamer brain going on. So we did see the ghost in Volcano Manor earlier that told us that he left the spear in the audience chamber or whatever. And so this dude, although he's a commoner here, is probably meant to be the knight that we saw earlier. Pillage Corpse, Serpent Hunter. Fun fact, this is maybe the only weapon that you cannot get 2 copies of. I've gone through multiple New Game Plus cycles, and even if you loot this, you only ever get 1 in the inventory, which is kind of funny, so you can't actually like dual power stance these, unfortunately. Weapon that serves as both greatsword and spear. Thought to have been used to hunt an immortal great serpent in the distant past, it manifests a long blade of light when facing such a creature. When their master's heroic aspirations degenerated into mere greed, his men searched for a weapon with which they might halt their lord. So, Rykard has some of like the most metal lore of like all the demigods. And I really like the Serpent Hunter when it's like in its alternate mode, but it's obvious that they couldn't really keep that in. It would have been nice if they kept it in partially with Ashes of War or something. But Serpent Hunting is the skill. So now that we picked that up, let's go on back. Is there a way to warp without losing runes? There's the flask, which I don't have equipped. Alright, anyway. I guess we'll just go in. We'll go in live. You think there's a glitch about trades? So yeah, in trades I don't think you can like pick it up. Because you can pick up this item, but it just doesn't go back in your inventory. So you could probably be dropped one, but I don't think you can get a second one. Because I think we might have tried it, but I don't remember if it actually worked. Oh, Sacrificial Twig. That's right. Thank you, Stromboli. Or no, that was Borquapsico. I really don't know how to pronounce your name. Bori. That sounds bad because it's almost like boring. But yeah, welcome back to the stream, by the way. Nice to see you again. Well, I guess we'll go in hot, and if we win, we win. If he dies, he dies. You wish there was a Rykard ending, or at least a Great Serpent ending, where you eat his carcass, and in the ending you turn into a world-eating serpent. Yeah, so maybe Tanith will make a resurgence in the DLC. I think that'd be super cool. The Guardian Sword Spear also has a spiral on it, similar to the Serpent Hunter. Guardian. Oh, yeah. The Tree Sentinel Guardian. Not Sentinels, but the Tree Guardians. Oh, too far away. I think I was out of stamina. I'm like super heavy rolling, that explains everything. I might have been fine with the medium roll. I'm surprised this thing's posture hasn't broken yet. Oh, I didn't see that. I'm gonna die from the poison. Or the hit. Okay. Actually, I'm not gonna upgrade it. It's more fun to fight it without him. Volcano Manor is Teen's second favorite area after the Halig Tree. The Halig Tree or like Elfile? I didn't teleport, okay. Or rest, rather.
Yes. Now, I will... Farewell, then.
The spiral seems to come from the giants. The giant's hammer and the golem seem to have similar design. The Halig Tree zone as a whole, minus the Elfile Revenants. Oh yeah, at the very bottom. It really does suck to suck if you don't have like 15 faith to just like auto crit them. Alright, here we go, round 2. This time with medium rolls. I do also like that there's like different combo attacks that this thing can do between its R1 and R2s, and even its Ash of War. I rolled way too soon, and I probably should have rolled in. Yeah, but that grab attack is super cool, especially like if he eats you and you get swallowed. Oh yeah, I should watch out for the poison as I just roll into the poison. Going for it. Going for it. Best voice acting in the game time.
Very well. Join myself and King as family. Together we will devour the very core.
You enjoy the added consideration for Rykard not having a proper throat and vocalizing. So this one's super delayed. I rolled too soon. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about Rykard recusant Shardbearer. Oh shit, this is the I screwed up. I needed to stun him before he did that. This is gonna be annoying.
Now we can devour God together.
That was my fault, obviously. But anyway, there's a lot to talk about with his blasphemous sword that he pulled out of his throat. Maybe that's why his voice is all goofy like that.
Yes. Now
I should rest at the side of grace if there is one.
farewell then.
I'm so smart. Didn't touch it twice. So, Rykard's hands are covered in a bunch of rings, which kind of resembles the finger crawlers, which is why people like to think that they're his creations, although we don't know that for sure, but as good as a reason as any to believe that there's a connection between them. Oh yeah, Soulsborne89, welcome into the stream. Yeah, having an increased field of view would be a lot nicer for a lot of the bosses, especially like that Deathbird that was just kicking my ass. Like, that was part of the difficulty of me, like, panic rolling to a lot of its actions, because I was just reacting to its movement because I couldn't see what it was doing clearly a lot of the time. The skulls are hilarious and great. If the god devouring thing doesn't work out, you can always join the circus with that skill. Yeah, for sure. So Rykard's one of my favorite fights and bosses just because of how much of a damn spectacle it is, but also just like how good it really is. Like, I think this is by and far their like best gimmick fight to date. But okay, that puts me out of stamina. Not his attack, but me just wailing on my buttons. There we go. The little tendrils that come out on his sword, you can kind of see in his body, which has like this big gash in it. And those are like probably all the people that he's consumed. Damn it, I was trying not to get poisoned. And his stupid lava's hitting me. I just screwed that up. I do wish the lava was a little bit less annoying in terms of like spacing against him, but I guess you really don't need to get very close to him at all. Anyway, so there's the little tendrils that come out of it. Sometimes they can resemble hands, like having the appropriate number of fingers. Speaking of which, I do wonder whether or not him looking like this is supposed to be emblematic of a fist. But going back to just like his visual design, his like little face that you can see in the cutscene is still there, even when he's in like the snake form. I don't know how to dodge that attack. Like, I've never known what to do for that one specifically. And he still has arms, which is kind of funny and not snake-like. And all throughout the arena, there's a bunch of corpses. Oh, damn it. For some reason, I was thinking the pillar could save me. That are, like, stacked up into the pillars and whatnot. And those are just probably, like, his victims. And there's, like, charred remains everywhere here. The other thing that I really enjoy is, like, how in his second phase, when he does his ultimate style attack, it kind of creates a pseudo-liminal space that just consumes the entire arena. I thought that would have been able to finish it. Okay, there we go. The coiled snake looks like a raised fist if you squint. Yeah. Can't dodge it. Only Ash of War Vow of the Domital can give you iframes so you don't take damage. Okay, thanks. It's kind of what I figured, but I just wondered if there's like a trick other than like appropriate spacing. You realized that when doing the no-hit run? Okay, that makes sense. Snakes used to have legs, but that was way before humans evolved. Never allowed to skip this. I was just about to skip that right until you said it, since I caught up with you guys on the chat. So, okay, this will like show off the tendrils a bit more. You can see all the rings on his hands.
remedy.
So most of those...
We will devour the very core.
So most of those tendrils on the sword itself are just like two-pronged, but if you look at the bottom right of the screen, you can see one that looks more like a hand. I'm screwing up. I thought I would have been able to recover before that hit landed. I should have remembered. Okay. That one's the delayed one. So now he's probably going to do the big one. Yeah. Damn it. This one just always feels like such a crapshoot. How are you supposed to dodge this for no hit? I rolled too soon, but I lived somehow. I was too slow on my roll there. Oh, that's fast. I might die. Hopefully I don't. I don't know if mashing saved me or not. Isn't that crazy? I still had enough time to attack him after drinking because of the delay in that attack. Remembrance of the recusant. It's such a cool fight. Although I do think that it is a little bit imbalanced with the second phase, especially just because of how much health you need to tank the floating skull attack specifically. Like in the first phase, at least with the lava thing, while that sucks, it's only the one attack, and it isn't necessarily guaranteed to kill you unless you've got like super low health. But yeah, I just have no idea how you're supposed to deal with that in the second phase. If you see him start the attack, run for your life as far as possible. Only way to dodge it consistently? Okay. You saw a no-hit strat that put the Serpent Hunter in the left hand to use Royal Knight's Resolve with another spear and power stance. Very silly damage. Even if you stagger him, he'll continue the attack. Okay. You love seeing the weird stuff that the runners find. Funners rind. Thanks, John Bailey. I was about to rest. Because I can't apparently just press triangle and read chat at the same time. So, I wonder if the Tanis thing is going to come up here. So with Rykard's death, he says like a serpent never dies. And part of that is just tied into like world religion in general, or mythology, I guess. Because snakes are often associated with the moon because they shed their skin in a similar way to the way the moon will kind of shed its skin during the waxing and waning cycle that it has, with the shadow going over it and the white part disappearing and then reappearing. So that's kind of where that mythos comes from. And with Rykard finished, oh yeah, we need to talk to Tanith, and then she'll be like, oh no, my lord, and then she'll come over here. So that's what we'll do. You don't have that much trouble with the skull attack. You sprint away and roll when the skull is about to hit. Yeah, I do too normally. I just get... Sometimes I get clipped by his like follow-up sword attacks. Oh no, I didn't take anything about touching the grass. Alright, Soulsborne, thanks for dropping in. You take care. Before Tanith, let's go talk to the other recusants. Oh yeah, and read all the things that we got. We got his Great Rune and his Remembrance. His Remembrance isn't going to say much, because none of them do in this game. Rykard the Profane Lord. Oh snap, guys, it's Sully. We found out what happened to him. And then the Great Rune. Also isn't going to say much. Yep. Wait, this one's... Oh yeah, that's the Mending Rune. Whoopsie. And now that we have slain Rykard, the one ghost will have been able to pass away in peace. Or move along in peace. Move on in peace. However you want to say it. Apep is another pretty famous serpent from mythology. It hangs out in the underworld. Cool. My thanks. It's a fighting god even? It fights Ra, so the snake fights the sun. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Ra isn't here, guys. I wonder what happened to her. And neither is Dialos. I don't know if he shows up again at all in this version of the game, because he doesn't have the Jarbird quest. But I thought he usually pops in after the Rykard stuff, so maybe that'll happen after we like talk to Tanith and she leaves and we rest and whatnot. And then we also have Patches to speak to.
So, you killed Rykard. I harbor you no ill will. The strong take. Such is our code. Even he was prepared to meet a wretched end when he first took blasphemy unto his very flesh. But any road, the Volcano Manor is no more. Though we may yet fulfill an old promise. We hunted our own kind, and took what was theirs. And with everything in hand, the time has come to rise against the Erd Tree. O greater will, hear my voice. I am the recusant Bernal, inheritor of my brother's will, and you will fall to my blade. We refuse to become your pawns. Consider this fair warning.
Alright, so we do get a lot of really cool information from Bernal. As I've mentioned before, the final lines there where he talks about his brother, that's just kind of more his comrade in Japanese. So, as like Teen Sith and others have said in the Discord, they just took it as like brother in arms rather than like a literal male brother. So, he could be kind of swearing to his maiden, but we don't really know. You'd almost assume that he would use like a stronger term of endearment if that was to his maiden, but just kind of throwing that out there for relevance sake. And he also mentions how the strong take in the way of the Volcano Manor and he harbors us no ill will. That's super metal. I really like Bernal because he's like, yep, you got him. You're the king of the mountain for now, but, you know, don't turn your back on us, otherwise you might find a knife in it kind of mentality. And since he is like the war master, it just kind of shows how much he can take this stuff in stride. Shamboli said, at the very end of every day, Ra the sun goes underground and travels through the underworld back to the starting point where he'll rise again. The serpent attacks him along the way, if you remember correctly. Cool, okay. Yeah, I don't know too much about Apep. I was really into Egyptian mythology as a kid, but I don't know if I ever like really looked into it as much as just like saw a random bullcrap on like the History Channel. Ancient aliens. Everyone so easily moves on to the next thing in the game. Burning the Erd Tree is a cardinal sin. 1 second later, oh well. Eduardo Portes, welcome back in. Any chance I'll visit the roots behind the Bestial Sanctum for the goodies that link Caelid to Fair Missoula? Yeah, maybe after this, because then we can, like, save Moog and stuff for the next stream. Thanks for reminding me. Oh yeah, and we also need to give all of the Deathrite to Garank. Although maybe that's better to do before Fair Missoula. Either way, we'll probably just do it now.
O greater will, hear my voice. I am the recusant Bernal, inheritor of my brother's will, and you will fall to my blade. We refuse to become your pawns. Consider this fair warning.
So the other thing is, like, inheriting his brother's will. That's a thing that comes up pretty often in Soulsborne games. Like, it comes into play with the Air Rune in Bloodborne, where they take on the echoing will of those who came on before them. So that's just something that's more of a FromSoft trope than anything at this point.
Now you've gone and killed Rykard. You scheming little bastard. Cripes, you make this nonsense seem, well, less nonsensical. Perhaps a Tarnished will be Elden Lord after all. But for now, this manor is finished. The demigod beast is slain, and Tanith has lost her head. A fine mess. But how else could it end? When Daddy Ambition's head over heels courting Lady Blasphemy. Well, here I am, untethered, once again. Goodbye, my friend. What is it? Oh, come to make a parting donation to Patch's Emporium?
So, I never really use these. May as well buy this at this point. So we're not really going to get too many other chances. May as well reacquire the twig that I lost. Okay.
Cheers for that.
So, Patches tells us about Tanith. I do like the kind of this side of Patches that we see that isn't so much present in the other games. That he's a bit more forthcoming, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. You'll take any excuse to read up on Myth. One of the more fun iterations of Patches, for sure. He's had 0 character development over 5 games, and you still love me. Cheers for that. Yeah. Alright, so he's probably gone now that we rested. Not surprised. Bernal might also be gone, although his sword will be there. And that's kind of thematically relevant, because if you do fight Bernal at the Warmaster's Shack, he does use the Zweihander. But when you fight him in Fair Missoula, he uses the Scepter. So even he's kind of like evolving. Sure, let's look at this chair. It's similar to all the other ones, but I don't think I've ever really looked at that. Okay. No more Dialos. Let's talk to Tanith, and then we'll like rest again, see if Dialos is there, which I doubt it, and then we'll go see what Tanith and her Crucible Knight are on up to.
You. It's true then. You've defeated our lord. No. I must thank you. Our lord was yet weak. You have taught us that defeat is not the end. Our lord is immortal, and will one day rise again. Stronger. Until then, I must stay the path and do my part.
He shows the value of a static character. Kind of. Like, he's kind of like a beacon in FromSoft games. And maybe that's why Sekiro just felt so different from the other ones because there's no like full-on patches analog, even with Anayama.
I will leave the Volcano Manor before long. I suggest you do the same. I will miss these encounters. The champion who walks the tainted path shines all the more. I always was an admirer. This is
No.
Perhaps we will meet again along the path.
Alright, so yeah. As we've pointed out before, the like little hand-like things show up in his painting, and his sword lacks the tendrils here while he's still humanoid. I was gonna rest and look for Dialos. Because in retail, he's like, oh my god, you've gone and done it, right? And he's like, I guess it's time for me to move on here, I think. It's been a long time since I've really done his quest to completion. That's what I thought. And remember, oh, that was an interesting little drop. In the Japanese, like, recusant just kind of means, like, one who's turned their back on order. So I just love this scene. It is so freaking grotesque. It's amazing. So as I was saying with like the tendrils looking like hands, they look kind of normal here. Well, that's a very relative term, but I mean there will be one that has like the 5 fingers on it, I think, somewhere on him. I thought there was one. It's weird. But at the very least, there. Okay, there it is. It has the 5 fingers coming out of it. It's not as mobile as the other like little tendrils, though. But yeah, they do form hands, which is kind of cool. Might also be related to how the servants of Rot have like a crap ton of hands coming out of their abdomens. Maybe like a similar principle at play here. But the serpent thing looks like the Elden John dude. Maybe the tree and the snake are 2 instruments of rebirth. Apostate. We need this in VR. Feels almost alien. Yeah. It looks like a statue almost. Oh, okay. I see what you mean with the Elden John comment now. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Emily. From has done the severed head talking to you thing with Ludwig, but imagine if Tanith and Rykard were just chatting about stuff. Yeah. Also, speaking about like talking heads or severed heads, the one stream the other day with a head attacked me through the floor. That's truly nightmare fuel. So yeah, if I ever were to get like tattoos and stuff, getting like this scene with like Tanith turned facing the player character with just like blood streaming out of her mouth and like everything would be probably pretty high on the priority list.
Oh, you... Allow me some time. Our lord's carcass is vast, and not easily consumed. Dear Rykard, please, find purchase within me. I wish to be your serpent, your family. One day, let us devour the gods together. Dear Rykard, please, find purchase within me. I wish to be your serpent, your family. One day, let us devour the gods together.
So this stuff with Tanith eating Rykard is kind of poignant in a very grotesque way, because with the way consuming others works in the lands between, you essentially become one together. So if she consumes Rykard, he really should well and truly become part of her, and vice versa if Rykard were to ever eat her, as well as like his family. So these little tendrils, I don't think I ever explained it despite like pointing them out, are pretty much a result of all these like kind of corpses of the people he's consumed. Just absolute metric poop ton. And they're all within him. Like, he's kind of like perpetually cursed from the inside. And so I believe the reason that snakes are considered like heretics or blasphemous to the Erd Tree is because since they consume everything whole, that doesn't allow anything within them to escape to return to the Erd Tree, so it becomes part of them, which is kind of why Rykard has all these tendrils and stuff. And I think these kinds of tendrils are very similar to the kinds of tendrils that you can see coming out of the Erd Tree spirits. So I think that's a pretty solid connection, even though it isn't technically explicit. She's already eaten the entire snake body? Maybe. I mean, we did, like, dice it up for her as a proper, like, sushi chef or something. She's loyal to an extreme. That's the power of love. It'd be nice if you could get that effect. You can get the sword, but it's not as cool. But why are they supposedly immortal? Well, I think just, as we mentioned before, like, snake mythology worldwide has them as symbols of rebirth. And they're, like, tied to the moon. And since it can be reborn over and over, like, it doesn't truly die. Beyond that, snakes are also related to dragons in terms of mythology in real world, as well as like FromSoft games, generally speaking. There isn't, of course, like the one-to-one parallel, but they're often directly compared, with the downfall of snakes being due to their greed, which plays into the way that they eat their food whole, because I mean, what else is a snake going to do? It's not going to, like, rip it apart or anything. It's going to do its best and swallow things. So, we don't have those parallels so much in Elden Ring, but it's a lot stronger in Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, that, aside from, like, the ancient dragon scales of immortality, snakes are just filled with greed, and they're more allied with the dark. But nonetheless, their age is questionable, despite like the world serpents in Dark Souls kind of dying over time, but we don't know whether they were like natural causes or if they were killed by others. And Astanek says it's almost like a reverse grafting, going from the inside out rather than the outside in to get power. Right, that's kind of how I feel about it a little bit. Like, grafting kind of shows up in interesting ways. Like, was Fortisax grafted into Godwin's consciousness or body after he died? Or like the souls of these dudes grafted into Rykard? There's also the fact that Rykard's sorceries kind of take that principle even further, where they get grafted into fire. And like I've said before, I think in the past it might have been possible for flames and whatnot to completely immolate the spirit as well as the body. And since the Golden Order makes the essence of a spirit immortal, allegedly, according to what's-her-face, Roderica, that might be why his Gelmir's Fury sorceries can cast hexes in lava and whatnot. You are what you eat to the extreme. One of the Rotten Coliseum dudes has a snake come out of him in a grab attack. Do they actually have that? I think I remember seeing that, but may have only seen that like once. The snails are snakes, you love it. Alright, Teen Sith, thanks for staying through. Hopefully we'll catch you next time. Alright, so with this done, let's go to the Bestial Sanctum. I'm probably not going to talk to Garank now, but I will go through the back to like pick up the little items over there. You'd say that their assimilation eventually makes them into dragons. Look at Placidusax. He looks entangled just like a snake. On Zoli's channel? Okay. Oh, look on the channel for the witch grab. Okay. Oh yeah, I should have like talked to Tanith again and or like fought her Crucible Knights. So I was supposed to look in the back for certain rocks or something. Oh, like these ones, the pillars. Oh, okay, okay. I can see like the little flower designs are kind of similar to the rune-strewn precipice stuff. Cool. I'll need to like make an actual side-by-side comparison sometime to double check. Wonder if we can see them from over here. So in 1.05 or 1.04 or something, like this area got altered, and so they made like a kill floor when you came down to this section of the branch. So I just like walked off of it, or like walked down here with the silver cat ring on, and was like, this talisman sucks. Because it was broken. I think we should be fine. Yeah, okay. So we get like the Dragon Communion things there. Altars. Whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I'm looking for the treasure. I know where it is. I thought you were just trying to tell me to like look at the pillars earlier. Yeah, and so this stuff right here kind of resembles the Placidus Axe Arena, which, you know, shouldn't come as a surprise, like the Bestial Sanctum and everything. Okay. I've seen that thing appear some places. I'm going to assume it was in Fair Missoula, but it might have shown up somewhere else. Isn't it on the far right side? Like, further down below? Alright, I don't remember exactly where the stuff is, but... You hate the jump puzzles? You'll curse jump puzzles till the day you die. They had nothing but cheap deaths and annoyance. Screw jump puzzles. I think jump puzzles can be fine, especially if they, like, give you ways to mitigate them throughout the game. But I can understand the frustration. I don't mind platformers, within reason. Alright. So there's a rune fragment. Yeah. Feels nice. Thought it was supposed to be over here. Don't need to go further down, I'm pretty confident. Oh wait, no, we do need to go further down. Before that, I am gonna like double check the rest of this area. It's a pretty crazy looking view right there. Gravity is true death for sure. Ruin Fragment, and Sanctuary Stones. I don't know if I've ever read a Sanctuary Stone on this stream. Please don't kill me. Oh, that was close. A stone that originates from sloped ruins, material used for crafting items. So one of the things in retail is that it says like it stores and like refracts light, which I think is super cool because it could imply that like all of Fair Missoula is like that. Especially since we can use these or like the ruined fragments to make the Frenzy Flame stones. Hey, we get the Chloranthy symbol. Azula Beastman Ashes and the Cinque Dea. Okay, sweet. Short sword given to high-ranking pastors of Fair Missoula. Raises potency of bestial incantations. The design celebrates a beast's 5 fingers, symbolic of the intelligence granted by the greater will. In one of my shorts... No, it wasn't my short. Is in my gold and silver video, I pointed out that the Japanese is more ambiguous, that this isn't necessarily the design of a beast's 5 fingers, but just more that 5 fingers are symbolic of the intelligence that was granted to beasts. And I do think that's a pretty significant difference because it could lead into more tangible theories that there was a 5 fingers potentially before the 2 and 3 fingers. Maybe they were connected like a full hand. And within the Cinque Dea, which is literally means like 5 fingers in Spanish, there is a 5-finger hand design on top of the blade. Speaking of this belonging to the high-ranking pastors of Fair Missoula, Garank wields this weapon, which kind of reinforces me pointing out him being the beast clergyman of Fair Missoula is kind of relevant in terms of trying to reconcile the things between Marika and Malekith's relationship. Platformers are fun, Mario's enjoyable, but when you mix enemies and fall damage, no. 100 swamps before jump puzzle cheapness. Yeah, and so... Okay, it doesn't say that it's granted by the greater will in retail? Okay, I'll need to like double check those. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, and so aside from this, we got the Beastman Ashes, which aren't going to say much in this version of the game, I don't think. Where are they at? They're there. Summons the spirits of 3 sentient beast descendants from nearby a rebirth monument. Clever beast descendants. So yeah, allegedly the greater will gave the beasts intelligence. And I also want to double check if that's hearsay or not now that I'm thinking about it. But at the very least, it did undergo some revisions. It's a little bit disappointing they kept the whole, like, it represents a beast's 5 fingers, though. Alright. So with this out of the way, let's warp on back towards the consecrated Snowfield, and then we can make our way to Mogwin Dynasty Coliseum before going into the Haligtree area for the next stream. And Lieutenant doesn't say anything because we screwed up her quest. Zoink Scoob. That's disappointing. Alright. Is that where they are in retail? I don't remember. It says 3 beastmen, but you only summon 2? Yeah, that's a good point. He was changed from beast cleric to beast clergyman. Those are pretty synonymous in English, at least. Akolo says, you're much more into the theory that the Greater Will was the god of the dragons and the 5 Fingers was killed by the Nox and usurped. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from with that. Okay, everybody. Once again, thank you for dropping in and watching and commenting. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you again next time when we go live at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Till then, take care, stay safe, and Last Protagonist out. Peace.